I really learned a lot during this course. I really enjoyed this course because I got to explore a lot of multimedia tools that I've never used before, like screencasting and Animoto. I loved that one. I thought that one was awesome. Um, so to reflect on this, creating a curriculum video, I never really thought of making a video for my classes to help them use YouTube videos, but I'd never really thought of using one on my own. The benefit of educators making their videos is they get to dictate what's in it, and they get to set the standards, set the objectives, set the outcome of that video, and exactly what content is in it and how that content is presented, which is awesome because then they know exactly what that video is going to show their students. Um, I will use screencast a lot in my classroom. Having kindergartners, they have a lot of struggles as far as remembering how to do certain things, and they're very visual learners since they're new to the whole school idea. And so I'm going to use them for any instructions for our Chromebooks, how to log on to websites, how to log out of websites, what to do if they get on a wrong page. I see these being very beneficial, especially if I'm in the middle of instructing a small group and my students are having troubles, they don't have to interrupt my small group. They'll also be beneficial when I have a sub who may not be familiar with the websites that we're using. Impression of podcasts. I've never used podcasts before until this class. I've heard of them. I've heard great things about them, but I'd never actually gotten into them. I love the idea of podcasts. The ones that I found for my kids, I'm really excited to start using. I was going to start this week, but it was a little crazy. But why? I'm going to play for my kids during art time because it seems like my kids are always curious, and I think this would answer some fun questions for them and push them to think outside the box of what we talk about at school. Um, Twitter. I had to use Twitter for an undergrad class, and I really wasn't a fan of it. I felt that I was more wasting my time simply because I wasn't using Twitter to its full potential. I think it can be a great tool. I've met and interacted with a lot of different teachers across the nation and even in Canada during my kinder chat last night. So I think it's really cool. It's something that I'm going to continue to do. Even if I don't tweet a lot, I'm going to continue to follow people and use resources, and then I'll share resources when I find them. TweetDeck made my chat last night so much easier because I knew exactly what was posted and when it was posted, and I could stay up to date instead of having to go through just my home feed. And so I really liked TweetDeck, and I will use that in the future anytime that I have a specific hashtag that I want to follow, or a group of people, or even to participate in further chats. Um, Flipped classroom. I've seen a flipped classroom in action before. My student teaching, one of my teachers actually used a flipped classroom. I don't feel like she used it very well and to its full potential, so I saw the downfalls of that. A lot of frustrated kids, but I also know the benefits because I've also seen one that works well. A high school teacher that I student taught under also used a flipped classroom, and he utilized it very well. He used it for subs, he used it for the kids when they were going home, and then they would come back and have great discussions out of it. I feel that it's very beneficial. I think it could be used at the kindergarten level. It's just going to have to be tweaked a little bit to make sure that my students are getting out of it what they really need to get out of it. Blogging. I've never blogged before this class. I've read a lot of great blogs. I have a friend and co-teacher that actually blogs, and I've always followed her blog. I think it's something I'm going to start doing. I'm going to create a classroom blog that my parents can follow to keep up to date on what we're doing. My students can use, for those screencasts. They'll have them all in one spot, and I'll just keep everybody up to date. I'll probably share it on our school Facebook page for anybody else that wants to follow along. We have a lot of active community members that like to know what's going on. And instead of sending a printed newsletter home every week, I think that'll be an easy way to keep everybody updated and current on what is going on in our classroom. YouTube. I've always used YouTube for different videos, but I've never made playlists. I'm just used to typing them into the search bar and then deciding what I want to use. I definitely see the benefits of playlists because it takes a lot less time to find the materials that I need. And so I think I'm going to start making more playlists based on the different units that I teach so that I have them all right there. I also think it'll be easier when I have a substitute because then I can just say, go to such and such playlist and everything that they need will be right there. Additionally, my kids can access those at home if I have them subscribed to my channel. So I really see the benefits in playlists and I'm going to start using them a lot more. And VoiceThread. VoiceThread's so easy to use. I looked into Flipgrid a little bit. I think it's something that I could use as well, but I chose to use VoiceThread for this assignment because I liked the format of it and I just thought it would be quick and simple to throw this video in here. Overall, I've learned a lot from this class. I thought I knew a lot about technology, and this class opened my eyes and horizons to a lot more, and I'm really excited to see what else is out there for my students and for myself, and I can't wait to start using all of these multimedia tools in my classroom with my kids.